part reminds me of a George Lucas film right there. Looks like a pretty big joint here. They've got this new type of these new apartments coming in Fort Worth. Fort Worth is getting really busy. When I was a kid, they had nothing like this. We probably would have never left if it was like this when I was a kid. We wanted to go off to New York and see the big buildings, which we did eventually. Don't ever want to do that. I just try to get all David Lynch. All right, so it's gonna be the 5th floor. You know, you think about the elevator scene in Eraserhead, it's actually quite genius. Because really you don't come across elevators like that. Not like that. But he was very specific about that shot. Those little tiny things in movies separate that from the auteur, from just the, you know, classic Hollywood manufactured trash. It's because he pays attention to the filmmaking in a very heightened way. And that makes it very awesome. Yeah, let's check to see if this opens. Oh, that actually does work. There we are, right down there. Interesting. Right around the corner. Someone was getting off at one of the earlier areas, so I'm gonna go ahead and do some interaction. Not a whole lot. I think it's the 3rd floor. I thought that was the 1st floor, so that's a little bit later than I thought. No big deal. This is a very distinct look. Might be a cool little place for a little short film or something. Trinity, at least the name of it is a magical name for a river. You can kind of see it right here. I used to jog down this little path here going into college, a little bit every once in a while. We're right by the zoo. It's the Trinity, almost as pretty as Linda, but Linda's prettier, of course. You can see the zoo way over there. Well, you're prettier. They're prettier than a river, sweetie. You're welcome. And a bird, and the cat, and flowers. That's a log cabin village right down that way, right over there. You go in there, you can go through like a little adventure with log cabins. Look at this right here. This little tree trunk kind of thing. All right, we'll see. Zoo. We're kind of at a University Drive. You can see part of the zoo there, but it's really not a good shot right here. So iguana there that represents the zoo, Fort Worth Zoo. Some say it's the best zoo in the world. I've heard this. It's really updated. They used to have tigers that would they basically could walk over in these little cages. There's a Trinity again.
Custody battle, so the mother killed the father.
All right, this is known as Flying Fish. It's a little place you get some catfish, things like that. On the back side of it right here, we'll be picking up this flying fish catfish and dropping it off. It's like actually 2 baskets. It seems like it's pretty affordable. Got a lot of burgers and frog legs, crab, catfish. You can get your oysters here, shrimp, and grilled fish too. And boy, I can smell it, and it smells like mercury. You know, the ocean smell. I don't know, mercury's really good. Yeah, I guess it's a good description. The ocean has a lot of mercury in it, but I'm not saying that they smell like mercury. I'm just saying it reminds me of the mercury smell, is what I'm saying. It's kind of like a catfish kind of smell. Has that kind of nickel smell, you know, of fish. They got mud bugs here too. Right here, crab, catfish, mud bugs. The TCU hangout. Here you got plenty of Coors Light, and I'm not a drinker though, but all these different sauces right here.
He's smiling like a devil.
Oh, the indoor of it. Catching fish. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, wow. It looks like maybe a gar. I don't know if it says it. Snake River in Idaho. This is a very old photo. And there they've got this whole room is decked out with this stuff right there. Little trophies. Oh, sorry about that. It's pretty cool right here. Different lures. Look at this life jacket right here. All these things right here. Another lure. Alright, so they've got get your I'm sorry, let me clear my throat here. Poor boy lotes. It's a catfish, a fried shrimp, all the way down to grilled mahi. The menu is pretty big. Southern favorites, grits and gumbo. Got your whole fried tilapia snapper, Cajun platter, shrimp jambalaya, fried catfish jambalaya, and crawfish jambalaya, it's all fried. Got your grill plates here from Catfish, Rainbow Trout, salmon fillet, red snapper, tilapia, chicken, mahi, grouper, trout, almadine, and shrimp kebab with barbecue shrimp too. And then sides, everything from coleslaw, pickled green tomatoes, jalapeno, fried okra, french fries, homemade hush puppies, corn on the cob, beer batter, spinach, new potatoes, grilled squash, and sausage link. Dewey sausage link is only $2. Oh wow, they got gator nuggets, Mexican cocktails, crawfish chowder, seafood gumbo, crispy calamari, fried jalapeno chips, fried pickles, hulu poppers too, oysters. There's some crawfish and snow crab, hot boiled shrimp. That's how busy they are. It's a full house. They got what's known as the Kado plate.
Así somos los hombres.
They must have came here all the way from Louisiana to try some shrimp. So one of my girlfriends in high school and a little bit of college, she lived right over here down one of these roads. Her name was Channing, and she was executed because of drugs. But it's right down this way. Always remember this bridge. It's further down this way. I've been back since. I was used to be a rideshare driver, and I would give her mom rides to Dallas. Her mom's really nice. Her brothers are really cool and everything. There's been some book deals and things like that about her life, and she was a real big U2 fan. If you knew Channing, you knew that she was the biggest U2 fan there was. And we went to the Zoo concert, Zoo TV. She tried to jump on stage, and there was security there that wouldn't let her. She was going to hug Bono in front of everybody. Probably because I jumped up on stage and hugged Morrissey, but I saw U2 today on NPR. They're better than ever. I think that was probably the best performance I've seen of them. It was Edge. Well, it was Bono and Edge. Edge was playing guitar, acoustic, and Bono was singing, and they had a choir from a nearby college helping them out. Really, really, really great concert they did on NPR. One of my favorites so far. Just tore it up. It was really, really good. Just a guitar and Bono's voice, and then of course the chorus. But it's really great. Channing would have loved it. She was such a great fan of U2. We're listening to Radiohead right now, though. In Rainbows. Apartments here are the ones I was talking about by the golf course. I thought these were cute. What do you think about them?
Oh, they're cute.
They got a vestibule on the outside. They're called Ridgely Estate. I think they're nice.
They're condos.
Oh, they're condos? Look at these trees. It's a nice little neighborhood to walk around, you know. Get Kitty a harness. You know, we could go on little walks with Kitty. I think Kitty would like it. What do you think? They look nice. Someone's practicing their drums. There's a cat right there. Yeah, AHHS seniors must be working on his drum solo. All right. Shh, someone's practicing the drums. Sounds like a good drummer. There's a kitty in that windshield too over there. Yeah, he's a line drummer. Boy, you can hear it from way back here. I don't know, Linda does her own vlogging too. She's got her own little channel, and she also does stuff on Facebook. And she has a little segment on there where she talks about she's listening to Boston's More Than a Feeling. Really, really good band. And she says something like, what'd you say? I can do it for 30 seconds or they'll find me.
20 seconds.
She can do it for...
That was a month before I met you, so I don't know how I knew that.
A month before she met
friend.
me, she was vlogging on Facebook. She said, if I do it more than 30 seconds, they'll find... 20 seconds?
I said 20.
They do it more than 20 seconds, they'll find me. They don't do that. They do a copyright claim. But if you're real famous, they will. So maybe Linda is, you know, she's talking that way. But we're listening to Boston's More Than a Feeling. I slip my eyes and I drift away. Something like, it's more than a feeling, more than a feeling. It's a great song. Great song. Dun 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 dun. Is it? I closed my eyes and I slipped away. But does he say, oh, I better go. Oh, well. I'll go there this way. It says something. It says something about marrying and walking away. Something like that. Yeah, Boston.
My cat's name is Boston because he's more than a feline. True story.
It actually is. It's an online story. Someone made a comment online about their cat named Boston because he's more than a feline. He's more than a feline, more than a feline. He's the greatest cat. It is more than a feline.
But they're thinking it's feline.
It's more than a feline. Because the cat's name is Boston. More than a feline, more than a feline. Because he's a purring cat. And he likes to hang out and claw you. Especially right here. My cat clawed me right there. My cat's breath smells like cat food. Imagine that. It's the next one. We're going to Rio Mambo to pick up your food. And then we're going to drop it at your doorstep. More than a feline, more than a feline. I'm a great old cat, and I purr and I scratch. More than a feline, more than a feline. I will eat your temptations and some fancy feast. Dun 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 dun. I may need a flea collar, I may need a flea collar, but I promise you, I'll curl up next to you and purr. I'll lick your wounds as I'm walking away. Meow. More than a feline, more than a feline. You know, Kevin Smith was talking the other day that there's only a few filmmakers out there, just like there's only a few astronauts. I think there needs to be more astronauts, to be honest. Pretty soon in the future, there'll be thousands upon thousands of astronauts. And of course, filmmakers. I just watched one of the openings of Forest Hills. Okay, Rio Mambo. Guess he got mad because I walk out of Clerks. Well, his whole life, you walk out on his whole life. But I didn't walk out on Clerks 2 or 3. Or the rest of them. Tusk, I thought was really funny. I watched it with my mother-in-law. The store. Rio Mambo, Rio Mambo. You can sing that song. You can have that melody to anything really. Yeah. We're going to the store, Gonna buy some bananas and some toilet paper.
Man, there ain't no parking.
Mambo to go. Well, maybe there's only a few cinematic filmmakers, that can go into the cinema and sit down, eat the popcorn and hot dogs. Of course, Kevin Smith hasn't been eating his popcorns and hot dogs lately. The guy is very, very thin.
Boy, his parking lot's packed.
It's packed, yeah. It's a Friday. It's
There's nothing on the other side either. I don't think they had it.
St. Patty's Day. St. Patty's Day. It's St. Patty's Day. St. Patty's Day. I'm wearing green and it's St. Patty's Day. They're like, their melodies are so great. You can just sing to them. It's wonderful. All right, we'll pull in right here and I'll go get some mambo. First one was the online order, which is 314. It's like a virtual restaurant. Second one was Flying Fish, and now we're on Rio Mambo. It's more than a feline, more than a feline. How's the rest of it go?
Yeah.
I eat fancy feast, and I like my temptations. I'm more than a feline, more than a feline. I purr and I hiss, I'll scratch you sometimes. When I'm walking away, strutting, yeah, I'll be strutting away. When I'm strutting away, meow, meow, more than a feline. Now, Weird Al must have done it, right? Weird Al's like, dang, Cole Spivey, dang. Weird Al Yankovic. More than a feline, more than a feline. I like my fancy feast and temptations. More than a feline, more than a feline. I'll scratch you and hiss as I'm strutting away. Well, I tried. It's not gonna happen. It'll happen. Switched over to Sun Kill Moon, Truckers Atlas, and yeah, I think Sun Kill Moon's a better band. Sometimes Radiohead is just kind of brings it down a little bit, They're a feeling-based band, but so is Sun Kill Moon, and I think Truckers Atlas is Linda did a dance to it on Facebook. If you go to Cole Spivey's Facebook page and look under his reels, Linda does this little dance to Truckers Atlas. So I think Sun Kill Moon's probably a little bit better. Plus they got that song I Love My Dad, and they got a lot of good albums. The greatest album ever written was, my opinion, is The Ghost of the Great Highway. What's that one? Tippin'? The first song. Glenn Tipton, yeah. They're great. It's good, I gotta clear my throat. I highly suggest Sun Kill Moon, especially Truckers Atlas and small, tiny cities. Tiny Cities is great. A great album. I think they're one of our most important influences to the Cole and Linda filmmaker band. because they work really hard as a band, you know. They're and then the Ghost of the Great Highway, you know, all of those songs, you know, Carry Me Ohio, all of them. They don't get a lot of attention like bands like Radiohead and things like that. You know, Sun Kil Moon deserves more. They deserve more of the spotlight. I think the reason why he's so emotional about it is, oh yeah, sorry about that, one of our fans. One thing he's so emotional about is that, well, he writes songs and he writes in that kind of voice of like Jack Kerouac kind of thing, you know, writes about the road and people. Oh, they got rabies clinics here. And he kind of writes like he's writing a journal, like a journal kind of thing. He writes about real stuff, you know. I wish he could, my note to Mark Kazalek is I wish he could get back to the old school Sun Kil Moon. Like, you know, the Ghost of the Great Highway, you know, that sound was their sound, you know. Acoustic guitars going off like a thunder, a symphony, you know. Them, you know, hitting all these like crazy acoustic kind of, you know, all that kind of stuff was their sound. You know, they invented that and put it to rock and roll. And it's just, you know, they need to stay on that, you know, and go back to that hard way of making music. Like nobody can do that. Radiohead can't do it. U2 can't do it. No other American band, you know, Radiohead and U2 are European, but no American band can do it. You know, none that we know. They're not as talented. It's Sun Kil Moon all the way. And the thing is you don't hear it all the time, you know. It's sad. It's a sad situation. It needs to be addressed publicly. I'm probably going to use them in some of my movies, you know, if I get permission, of course. I'd use some of their music. Some of the songs, you know, that they have are some of the best songs ever written, in my opinion. Linda likes them too. When I met Linda, I was listening to Sun Kil Moon. We used to have dinner and listen to them. And they kind of have a country sound, you know, as well as rock. Anyway, that's my little spurge on Sun Kil Moon. I've probably talked about them quite a bit. I used to listen to them all the time. And then, of course, you know, Mark talks stuff about Radiohead, and, you know, you kind of listen to Radiohead because they come up on the radio, but Sun Kil Moon is like, they're way better, you know. I give it to them. They got better lyrics, they got a better sound, and they can rip it up. They rip it up, you know, big time. They would embarrass other bands. Like you go up against them and you would just be embarrassed, you know. You're like, wow, I'm embarrassed because these guys are so incredibly great, you know. They're like Led Zeppelin. They're that level. They just, you know, vocally they just need to work on it a little bit. What are you watching?
Only Desi could make a song about wearing a straw hat funny. Catchy.
Oh, we made it to Lost Creek. It's like a Twilight Zone episode. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding.